Hi, this is Donald here, and this is my review of Ecstasy by Robert A. Johnson. Continuing my roll of Robert A. Johnson books, here is another short 95-page book. But unlike he or she, this book is a lot more difficult to get through. Not so much that it's not interesting, it's just the concepts that are discussed are more challenging. While I kind of find he or she to be like level 1, right? Like everyone can apply this stuff. You need to understand yourself a little bit more, I think, even. Or at least in my opinion, that's how I felt. This book really goes deep into Dionysus and our perception of him, which I think these days we think of him more as the drunken god or the god of wine. But historically, he was the god of joy or the festivals or celebration. And Johnson really goes into symbols, dreams, our imaginations, anima animus, which is masculine and feminine, religion, and he really goes deep and intermingles all of these concepts together. And it's a really enlightening read, and it's definitely a book which I'll read sometime else again, probably repeatedly, because while it was hard to follow sometimes, just because it went really deep, I couldn't help but agreeing in a lot of aspects. Maybe not with everything, but looking back in my own life, I could point out instances saying, oh, this is why I've been feeling that way for X amount of years. That makes more sense. And Johnson ends the book by talking about active imagination and dream interpretation as two ways we can kind of understand how we're suppressing this ecstasy in our lives. Overall, I thought the book was really enlightening. I would even dare say it's kind of a humbling read, because a lot of the concepts, you read them and you want them to just click with you right away, but you know that you're going to have to read and think about it for a long time to really understand what he's trying to get at. But it's because it's a really deep concept as well. Would I recommend this book? Yeah, if you're into the Robert A. Johnson books I recommended before, I think, yeah, you should definitely get into this book. If you're just jumping straight into this book might be a little complicated, even though it's really short, but still, I think it would be useful. This is definitely more of a book for people in their 20s or above, I'd say. I don't really think kids or teenagers, it'll quite click, because you kind of have to have some background of life experiences before some of these concepts start to make sense, right? If you're still trying to figure out religion in your life, or masculine, feminine, if you've not even gone to college yet and experienced life on your own for a bit, it might be a little bit hard to relate to some of these concepts. Though it's always worth a shot, and it's written in such a language that you can understand it for sure. And that is my review of Ecstasy by Robert A. Johnson. Let me know what you think below. Thanks.